Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. And whether it was the title of today's video or the thumbnail, I do hope you enjoyed the content. And for those of you coming back as my subscribers, thank you so much to you guys. Always appreciate when you come back to tune in again. And for everyone, of course, if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe. Turn your notification bell on just so you know if I put another video out. But I do always upload Sunday 7 p.m, so you know where to find me here on YouTube. Now, as you can see by the title of today's video, I wanted to do something a little different, something that kind of looks at things you might already have, or given that we are going into spring summer, things that you might have your eye on, even though technically it's not their season anymore. And that is, of course, looking at coats, jackets, and blazers. Hey guys, as I mentioned, obviously we are definitely moving into warmer months, but I think this is a great time to start picking up pieces that you might wear in autumn, winter again. Obviously, a lot of these coats and jackets probably won't be in the stores at the moment, but if you do start checking some of your favorite shops, you will probably see that they've started putting them down to sale, half price, or at least there's some sort of discount on items. Now, whilst I don't think it's necessary to be buying a heap load of different coats and jackets, it's definitely a time to check out maybe some of the items you have had your eye on over the winter period. Maybe you couldn't get it or it's just far too expensive. Now is a great time to start checking the Zara's, the Mango's, H&M, all the different stores to see what they have to offer with regards to coats and jackets. Blazers, of course, I think you can wear them all year round. It doesn't really matter on the season. And like I said, if you do want to dress up maybe an evening outfit or even in the daytime, some of these will be really good to put on. So what I'm going to do is just throw some of them onto the outfit I'm wearing now, purposely put something relatively plain, just so you can see how all these different items work. Now, as I mentioned, I will try and link everything below. It is, of course, going to be a try on, but if there are any items that I can't find, I will try my best to find an alternative. But as you can see, it's pretty much just a case of finding maybe what you already have, maybe getting something similar, or just knowing that, okay, this is the time to get it much cheaper than you would have. So let's get into it. As I mentioned, guys, with regards to coats and showing you the coats and jackets now, there will be a lot of stores that are going to start putting these items on sale. So I thought it would be a great time to show you some of the items I have in my collection, maybe as inspo, maybe you've had your eye on some items already during the autumn winter months that maybe you couldn't get. I think this is a great time to start checking some of your favorite stores, whether it's high street, luxury, whatever the case is, because obviously we're going into spring summer season, which means you're less likely to be wearing some of these heavier layers. Now, with regards to the blazers, I think these are all year round. They're not seasonal in my respect anyway. Definitely when it comes to evening outfits, or maybe just even in the daytime if you want to dress up a bit more, brunch or something like that, they are definitely great items to have. So with that being said, like I said, these are just some of the items I have in my collection. It isn't everything, but I did want to show you some of the items I have. I'll definitely link anything and everything I can below, but I'm sure you guys appreciate some of these are older. So if I can find alternatives, definitely put that below too. But hopefully it just gives you some inspo, lets you know what's in my collection, and maybe you can start thinking about things you want to add to yours as well. So let's get into it. Now, the first piece I'll start with is this sort of cropped leather jacket, faux leather to be fair, from Zara. I'm pretty sure it was around 50 or 40 pounds, but I think I got it on special price. Again, if I can link alternatives or the exact same thing, I will do below. But I think a leather jacket is definitely one of the best pieces to have when it comes to going into different seasons. If you're going from summer to autumn, you can definitely layer it up. But as we're going into the reverse, going into spring, in the UK it's definitely still cold, so I probably would have to layer this up still, but definitely for the more cooler summer nights, this is such a perfect thing to throw onto any outfit. What I love about leather jackets, especially at this sort of cropped length, is they look cute with dresses as well. Depending on what sort of outfit or what sort of event you're going to, it's an item that's versatile, and that's the reason why I love to have different variations. I've only just recently got rid of my one that was a bit more longer, sort of more oversized, but I am looking for an alternative. And with leather jackets, I always size up. I think it's good because you need the space to be able to layer, but then equally I just like the look of it. This one in particular is one of my faves. You can zip it up, it's fully functional in that sense, but more than likely I'll probably wear it open like this. So this, I would say a leather jacket that suits your style maybe, would be definitely an item that you need to have in your collection. Next item, and sticking with leather jackets, I just thought I would showcase this one. This will definitely be a Marmite item, and I'm sure some people will be like, not coloured leather, but again, it's faux leather. This yellow jacket I have here is, I think, the perfect way to inject colour into an outfit. As you guys already know, I do tend to wear black or white or more neutral coloured clothes. So when it comes to injecting a bit of colour into my outfits, outerwear is where I tend to do so. This again, I think was from Beige. Obviously just an example of wearing coloured leather. It might be a good way, again, like I said, to inject some colour into your outfits. And I think, again, at this cropped length, it's very, very suitable for the spring, summer months. It will definitely keep you very warm, so probably steer away from wearing this in summer. But if you're going out and about towards the evening times or like later spring or early spring, could be a great addition to have in your wardrobe as well. I'm definitely giving you MJ vibes, I know. The sleeves are sort of like almost a shorter length, which is why I tend to push them up. But yeah, I love this one. This has actually stayed around for as bright of a colour as it is. It's actually stuck around in my closet, so that's the reason I still hold on to this one as well. Now, going into the longer length coats, the first item I have is a trench coat. Now, this one was definitely more of a trend piece, I think, because it's in that faux leather again, and it's got that sort of beautiful brown, very neutral colour tone to it. Now with this one, I would definitely say if you're not going to go for something of this style, you probably just want to have a classic sort of stone beige coloured trench coat, which I do have, but I thought that's probably more of a classic and staple in people's wardrobe. If you want something that's a bit more alternative or something slightly different, you could go for something like this. Again, I picked this one up from Zara and I have featured it in some of my previous hauls. The reason I love this one is because it's quite simple. So if I just put that back, the lapels aren't too big. It doesn't really detract from the outfit you're wearing, but it does add a nice sort of tone and warmth to the neutral clothes that I tend to wear. So this would be another item. It's got pockets and everything with a tie detail on the waist. And what I love about that is because you can obviously easily just have it open normally. Can tie up as well if it's a bit cooler or if it's a bit colder or whatever the case is. And equally you can tie it back, which kind of helps you to cinch in the waist and shows off a bit more of what you're wearing. So a trench coat, I have this and another one, which again, I will put it up above the haul that I showcased those in. They will probably be out of stock, but I know Zara tend to come with these things anyway, so this could be another one to look out for. Now, when the world was open, I had to go into the office, of course, working day in, day out, and I tend to like coats that are a bit more streamlined, a little more tailored, but still inject that bit of color. This, I think, is a perfect example. It's not too far from the previous coat I've just shown you, but it's definitely more in like a brick sort of tobacco color. Really, really love this one. As you can see, it's kind of like that masculine tailored fit. Quite long as well. It kind of goes down all the way down to my ankles. And as I've mentioned, I'm like 5'7" for height reference. This one doesn't. Oh, it does have pockets, which again, with coats like this, I don't really tend to use the pockets, but it is just nice to know you can throw in like maybe a card holder or something into the pockets, which is always nice. I really, really like this one because buttoned up as well, it just gives you vibes. The color on this was the main reason I picked it out. It's kind of like in this wool sort of texture, but this one I actually got from Dorothy Perkins. I will always say Dorothy Perkins is one of those underrated stores where sometimes when you check what they can have really, really good things. I used to work there years ago, and that's the reason why I think they've always been on my radar. So I have this one, again, maybe more of a more masculine, sort of tailored, streamlined fit, but I think this is a great addition to have in your wardrobe. Definitely more suitable for the spring months, but again, when it's cooler, especially here in the UK, you can probably wear this all year round as well. So that is this next one. Now, if we're talking tailored, structured, coats that just make you feel like you are running things, like coats that make you feel like when you walk into the office or a meeting or anywhere, it just shows that you are that woman. This coat here is one of my absolute favorites. Got this one from Zara, so last season just gone, and it is one of their wool coats, so one of their Italian wool coats that they have. It was definitely a bit pricey, but for what it is, how it looks, and just the staple of an item that it is, I was more than happy to have it in my collection. Now, one thing I love about this coat is because as well as the button detail, so these beautiful sort of gold buttons that, as I mentioned, matches the black jacket, they're not too overpowering, which is one thing in itself. But what I love about this is the fact that as well as the buttons, it has this belt as well, which I thought just added a nice extra detail to the coat in itself and definitely helps emphasize that drawn in waist. I think when I was checking sort of more military style, I guess coat you would say, it's more military style. When I was looking for coats like this, I didn't really see too many that had belts. And I thought, do you know what? I think that's a nice added detail. So if I just undo it, you can kind of see what the coat looks like without. You can remove the belt if you want to, but I honestly think it's a great thing to have on it anyway. but the coat does stand as a lovely, lovely coat by itself. And I think if you're looking for something that's a bit more formal, because I mean, there's some dresses you're not exactly going to roll up in a puffer jacket with it. So this is one of those items that if it's the workplace or just a more formal setting, it's definitely nice enough to throw on over a dress. You could definitely just wear it on your shoulders like this if you just wanted that added layer, kind of keep you warm, but still keep it like cute and chic and whatnot. And I just think as a coat, the thickness, the length, just how cute and structured and timeless it is. It's just one of those coats that I think, okay, I can definitely reach for this year in, year out. So that would be this one. Sticking with the more structured coats, but one color that I think is just so nice to have as an outerwear piece is this gray coat I have here. Again, I got this one from Dorothy Perkins. So like I said, they really are the plug when it comes to some of their items. And I think they do really well with their outerwear because of the pricing and the quality. This one is kind of different because at the back of it, it doesn't actually have a collar, which I thought was a nice different touch to what is a relatively structured, simple coat. It does have the lapels and it does button up sort of with these popper sort of style buttons. And again, it has a belt as well with pockets. Now with me and certain coats, especially when they're this long style, unless they are quite structured and tailored to the point where you can see they come in at the waist or they're just a bit more fitted, I do just love having that belt because it just makes it that much easier to style up, makes it easier to wear as well in windy UK where your coat is like flapping all over the place running for the tube or whatnot, or the bus or something. It's just a nice added touch. This one is quite simple and I've honestly don't think I've ever worn this coat tied up. It's really, really thick as well. Again, with Dorothy Perkins, they do really good to have like thick, just nice quality coats. I've had this for 2-3 years now and still great, still reach for it. And I think because it's a grey, it goes really well with sort of more darker sort of neutral tones, which is my wardrobe in a nutshell anyway. So I would say having something of this length, maybe if you don't want a black sort of tailored or structured coat or something that's just a bit different to something you already have, maybe look at different colors or different textures. But this one I think is a nice addition. And again, if you're thinking about different color options, I think green is a color that Zara do really, really well when it comes to their coats. My sister actually has one that's like in a deep sort of bottle green, and it's the nicest, like for a coat color that I've just never seen or thought of. It's a really, really nice addition to someone like myself, who, as I said, tends to wear a lot more color in my outer pieces. This one that they have is definitely more suitable for spring summer because it doesn't have a lining on the inside. Now for some of you guys, I know you may prefer it to have a lining when it comes to the hotter months, just having that extra sort of protection and barrier between you and the coat. However, moving into the warmer months as well, I do think it does really, really well just to have one less layer and one less sort of one less layer to the coat that you're wearing. It is not a thick coat, but don't be fooled by that because it's actually a wool blend coat, which for anyone who has wool or any wool blend, you know it's going to keep you really, really warm. That's why I think probably in the UK it's probably more suited more towards spring, where sometimes it's absolutely blitz outside. If the wind is blowing and it's raining, it can get quite chilly. So I think it's a nice addition that you can have with you, not too bulky, but will definitely keep you warm. Probably not appropriate for summer just because of the material it's made out of, but I think color wise and just introducing, you know, some freshness to your wardrobe, this is probably something that you could look to go for as well. Second to last coat to show you is this one here, which I think color wise, I mean, it goes without saying, you can already imagine why I would be drawn to a color like this. But the details on this coat are particularly different. If I show you a bit closer, you can see the way it pulls in on the arms, and it definitely gives you that balloon sleeve vibe. If you guys are not new to this channel, you already know how I feel about balloon sleeves. But if you are new, I absolutely love them. And I think they're so flattering, even on outerwear. Now with this one, again, it is doesn't have any lining. It is relatively thinner, but will definitely still keep you warm. This one I don't think is wool, but it's definitely got that sort of felt feel to it. So as you can imagine, when it comes to it being a bit windier or a bit cooler, it will still keep you relatively warm. Now this, I think, as I mentioned, color wise, but just the style as well, goes towards like a more longer midi length. It's not maxi, but definitely longer than a midi length. Still got the belt waist, and I think for something that's just kind of neutral and cute with a simple outfit, definitely something you can throw on. I would think this would look actually quite nice with some denim, some lighter denim. That would be a nice combination just because of the brown sort of camel color it is. So depending on what you're more drawn to, I've shown you some greens, I've shown you some yellows. You may want to have a more neutral color like this. This could be an option. And my eyes. Last but not least, we have this number here. Now this is definitely for just before, no, wait. after, wait, just after winter? Yeah. Last but not least, we have this number here, which is definitely for when it is cold. This coat gets super, super hot. Like, it's so warming. Again, it's one of the items that do not have any lining, but it is definitely a wool blend. And I have worn this in the cold of winter. But the good thing I like about this is, as you can see on the hood here, all of this fur is detachable. So it does help the coat sort of convert into something you can wear when it is a little bit warmer. And I really do emphasize a little bit. Here in the UK, as I've said, our spring tends to be a lot cooler until it starts really getting into just before summer. So this is something I will still reach for. The reason I loved it is because of the length. You can see it's not a mini length. It's definitely still relatively close to my knees, but I just liked where it stopped on me. The fact that it had the belt. The sleeves as well are a bit different because they're a bit wider, so there's no cuffing, and it's just a relatively loose and relaxed fit, hence the need for the belt. As I mentioned, because the fur is detachable, I think it's easier to sort of wear it when it's really cold because you can put it right up, like it covers you all the way. But equally, when it is a bit warmer, it is something that will be suitable as well. This is one of my go-to coats. There's like stuff shoved into my pockets and all sorts. But I think it's a great addition and definitely one to look out for in Zara. Even if you don't get one like this specifically, look for something that's a bit convertible that you can wear when it's really, really cold, but as it starts getting warmer as well. So you guys know how I feel about this blazer, and I know how you guys feel about this blazer, and for that reason it definitely had to make an appearance. I love it because of its oversized fit, and I think I've said to you guys before, I'm not one that really tends to wear anything oversized, but this one in particular, I actually did size down, and for that reason I think it fits the way I would prefer it to. It is definitely oversized. You can see it's still more of like a boxy loose fit, but I just love the color. It definitely still injects some color into my wardrobe, but it's still neutral enough to work with everything I own, or at least that I would wear it with anyway. So this one is definitely one to mention. It's that olivey sort of green color, which I think is just flattering, and it works well with neutrals, black and white, as you can see. So yeah, I definitely like this one. You can wear it with shorts, you can wear it with cycling shorts, you can wear it with a skirt, but as you can see, I've just kept it with the same casual outfit like all the other ones. So that would be this one. Next blazer is a bit more corporate. I'm sure you can see that it's a bit more formal, but it's this really nice sort of herringbone, sort of like a chevron print, but I think that would be herringbone, you'd probably call it. It's in black and white, really, really cute, and it's got these sort of like pearl diamond detailed buttons, which really adds to the color. Actually, it is quite a statement button, but I don't think it detracts from the blazer at all. This I definitely had the intention of wearing more like if I go to work or something a bit more formal. However, I think because of the color and how sort of dark and neutral it is, you can probably get away with wearing this sort of day in, day out if you're just going for like dinners or drinks or something like that. It really does depend on your style, to be honest. I picked this one up because obviously it's not just a plain black and white blazer, so it kind of dresses up the outfit a little bit more. It's a bit different from something that's just plain. However, I think for my sort of wardrobe, it does work. If I was to do the buttons up, which I probably wouldn't if I'm honest, it kind of looks like that. You can only do one button up, which I think is quite interesting. You can only do one button up, so it is a little bit tailored and fitted. However, I think it's a very nice, simple, cute blazer. Not as long line as some of the other ones that I have, but I actually really do like where it stops on me. And I think it goes well with this outfit as well. So that would be this blazer. Sticking with the grays and a bit more formal style blazer, I've got this fitted one here, which is definitely appropriate for spring, summer, because it's a lot thinner than some of the other ones I've shown you so far. Not thin to the point where you'll be cold, but I definitely wouldn't try and use this as like a makeshift coat or anything like that at all. It's quite lightweight, which I think will be nice if you are in a corporate sort of setting. If the streets and workplace are open back in summertime, this is definitely one you could probably get onto the tube or get onto transport, just move around and still feel relatively cool in. I like this one again because it's grey, which I think is definitely a color I like to add as outerwear. But this one comes in like a checked sort of pattern, and it's got the yellow running through it, which you'll see when I move a bit closer up. Really, really nice, really simple. It's single-breasted, so you just got the button down there, which again, I would probably never do up, but just for argument's sake, that's how that one looks. And I think when it comes to blazers, something I always try and do is if I'm not injecting color, it's definitely patterns and texture. And I think that's the easiest way to just change up a simple outfit. Of course, I've already got the same foundation with everything I've been showing you guys, and I'm hoping you can see how all these different layers just change up the vibe of what I'm wearing underneath. So that would be this one. Again, love the grey, love the yellow sort of running through it. Not too distracting, but definitely just warm it up and make it a bit more spring summery. Next blazer, and one of my faves actually. I think it's one of those understated items I have in my wardrobe, but every time I pull it out, I'm like, oh, I like this. So yeah, this one is definitely a check print, but more of a smaller check print than the previous one I've just shown you. It's in a camel sort of neutral color. It's got quite a few colors running through it, but because of the size of the lines and the print, it's quite neutral. It's not too busy at all. As you can see, lengthwise it's definitely more long line than the other blazers I've shown. Double breasted, has the standard collar and lapels, and I think just with this outfit, really cute. If you can imagine sort of like neutral accessories, so if you had like a creamy bag or a cream sort of boot going with this. Obviously I've got black jeans on, but I think this would be really nice with a white tee and some lighter wash denim as well. My trusty Zara trousers, or jeans should I say, would go perfect with this outfit, I think. So blazer wise, if I go back to the concept, definitely something a bit more neutral, a bit more long line, still a good thickness. This one I actually got from H&M. H&M do great blazers. If you don't know, I've told you now. So don't say I didn't. They do really good blazers, and if you're thinking price wise, definitely a better price point than Zara maybe sometimes. So I picked this one up from them. I've had this for maybe over a year now, so definitely looking forward to pulling it out and seeing how I can style it up this spring summer as well. Now something that's probably been a trend, but I didn't actually pick up as a trend piece, is something I just thought would be a nice contrast to some of the other blazers I already have, is this cropped blazer that I have here. This one I picked up from River Island when it was on sale. So again, River Island, H&M, Topshop, Zara, COS, Mango, all of these different stores do really good pieces like this, where even if you don't shop there often, if you're looking for something in particular, those are some of the places I would say you should check. This one is lovely. It's kind of got that like bolero style fit. Kind of makes me feel like a matador, but here we are. And it's got the gold detail buttons. I really do tend to like gold against black, especially when the gold isn't too yellow or too shiny. So I think this is a nice addition to this blazer. As you can see, it's got the 2 buttons there. This one you cannot do up, but to be honest, it's a cropped blazer. I couldn't imagine that you would want to do that anyway. And it doesn't have any buttons on the sleeves. Now, I like the simplicity of it. It's quite lightweight, a nice addition just to throw on to any outfit you may have. And because it's cropped, I think that leans more towards the spring, summer months, of course. Now this one, as I said, because it doesn't close up, you can imagine anything you put it on over is definitely just a layer. But I think it's a nice little addition. Goes with the outfit I'm wearing now, of course, because, I mean, why not? It's all black and white anyway. But I love the fact that the sleeves are still full length, even though the jacket or blazer itself is cropped. So this is another one from River Island. Definitely a store you should check out. But I think Zara do have a similar one that they were doing, but in a different color, so I'll try and link that below as well. And last but not least, we have the newest addition to my blazer collection. And when I say new, as in I bought this 2 days ago. This was on special price from Zara, so I'll definitely link it below. Hopefully you can find your size. I picked mine up in a size large, and I think it was £30, $29.99 from $79.99. So you knew I had to snatch it up. If you have watched one of my previous Zara hauls, I'm trying to work out if it's come out already. If you've watched one of my previous Zara hauls, you'll see that I put a blazer very similar to this that kind of gave me that Chanel vibe. This isn't exactly the same, but it definitely has that sort of checked sort of print, whereas that one was more sort of dog sort of houndstooth. This is in more of like a black and cream, and I think as a blazer, the fit, I'm really vibing with it. You could definitely wear it in a more formal setting like an office or something like that, or a dinner or anything along those lines. But I think if you were to wear it with a bralette or something like that, which I think what I'll do is I'll style up some of these pieces so you can see how you might wear it in different ways for the spring and summer. And I'll probably put on my Instagram as a reel. So if you don't follow me already, I'll put my Instagram handle somewhere here, and it is always in the description box as well. I probably could go with wearing it buttoned up, and I could have gone for a medium, but when I tried on the other one that I said was giving me Chanel vibes, that was a medium. So I've actually gone to try and get the large, and I think I prefer how it fits. So that is this one. Last but not least, definitely not the least, and I think one of my faves. It's got the neutral and sort of warmer, brighter colors that will be suitable for spring, summer. but you could definitely wear this all year round. So guys, that is it for my collection, or at least a snippet of my collection. I don't have that many more, but there are definitely some coats that are just more like functional and are kind of just there, they've been there. But maybe those would be the sort of things I'll show you later in the year when we start going back into autumn winter, because I'm sure there'll be some pieces that I have picked up myself. But like I said guys, this is a great time to start picking up winter/autumn pieces, because of course they're out of season now. The stores are just trying to clear their stock, get rid of it, which means a lot of them are discounted or they're on sale, or you can just get it for a much better price than you would have in season. So it's definitely a time to start checking some of your favorite stores or other stores that maybe you haven't looked at already or that I've mentioned in this video. See what you can get. It doesn't mean you have to buy like a whole new set of outerwear, but there may be pieces like a trench coat where you know year in year out you can go back to it. I'm definitely someone that's aware of trends, but I've said to you guys already, and I will always say, whilst I'm aware of the trends, I will definitely buy into things that I know I can wear season after season, year after year. And yes, some of these pieces are new, but they're equally pieces that I know will be in my wardrobe for quite some time. So for some of the more pricier ones, I've been happy to invest in them, whereas some of these other ones were not pricey at all, but they've really stood the test of time, which of course is a bargain in itself. If you've made it to the end of the video guys, as always, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite item was below, or if you've got your eye on any styles that you might be looking for in the stores at the moment. Make sure you get your bargain where possible. But yeah guys, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you turn notification bells on, and I will hope to see you same time next week, Sunday 7 p.m. Happy days, good vibes, blessings only, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.